Dusk fell slowly over the burned fields of the Eastern Front. The air was heavy with smoke, scorched metal, and torn earth. Somewhere beyond the shattered outlines of a ruined village, the German ring had closed. In a shallow depression between shell craters stood two Soviet T-34 tanks, scarred, dented, wounded, but still alive. The first was call-signed Storm, commanded by Senior Lieutenant Alexei Kravchenko. The second, Wolf, under Sergeant Nikolai Shevchenko. They had lost contact with their battalion at dawn, when German Tigers and anti-tank guns sealed the trap. Fuel for 20 minutes, Storm's driver reported. 6 shells left, the gunner added. The radio answered with static. They were alone. The Germans were in no hurry. They knew the ring was tight. 2 tanks inside it were already dead, just not yet buried. Alexei studied the terrain through his periscope. Ahead, a narrow strip of forest. Beyond it, a river. And beyond that, possibly, friendly lines. We move together, he said into the radio. Storm leads. Wolf covers. If I stop, don't wait. We enter together. Nikolai replied calmly. We leave together. Engines roared. German anti-tank guns opened fire almost instantly. The ground exploded beneath the tracks. 1 shell ripped armor from Wolf's side. Still moving, came the shout. Storm fired back, destroying a gun crew. Then another shot, silencing a machine gun nest. The forest closed in. Trees snapped like matchsticks. German infantry rushed forward with Panzerfausts. Wolf's machine gun cut them down. Then impact. Storm shuddered violently. A track flew off. I'm hit. Immobilized, Alexei shouted. Go! Wolf didn't. Instead, Nikolai turned his tank sideways, placing it between Storm and the enemy. His gun fired nonstop, holding the Germans back. Under smoke and fire, Storm's crew worked like madmen. Blood, mud, curses, then the track locked into place. Storm moving! Both tanks surged forward. A final German shell screamed overhead. Then, the river. They entered almost side by side. Water surged over the armor, engines straining, but holding. On the far bank, Soviet infantry. The 2 blackened T-34s stopped. Crews climbed out, exhausted, half-deaf, alive. Alexei and Nikolai clasped hands without a word. That night, the German ring failed to close. Because 2 tanks refused to die. Part 2, Beyond the Ring. Morning fog clung to the riverbank like ghostly breath. Soldiers stared at the tanks as if they shouldn't exist. You came out of that encirclement? One asked. Barely, Alexei answered. There was no rest. New orders arrived. German forces were retreating toward the crossroads village of Valkendorf. If they held it, the Soviet advance would stall. 2 tanks were sent. Only 2. Inside Storm, the smell of oil and smoke mixed with exhaustion. Fuel? Enough for 1 fight. Ammo? Whatever's left. Wolf rolled up beside them. Nikolai raised 2 fingers from the hatch. Still here. Halfway to Valkendorf, a Panzer IV fired from behind a stone barn. The shell slammed into the dirt beside Storm. Storm answered. The barn collapsed, but the Panzer moved. Wolf flanked left and fired. Direct hit. Then came engines. Too many. This isn't a rear guard, Nikolai said. It's a trap, Alexei replied. 3 more German tanks emerged. 2 T-34s against 4 Panzers. Again. The fight was brutal. Close. Personal. Storm took a hit to the turret ring. Wolf lost radio contact. Coordination became instinct. Alexei saw Wolf charge straight into a Panzer, firing at point-blank range. Both tanks vanished in flame and smoke. When it cleared, Wolf was still moving. Storm fired its last armor-piercing shell. The final German tank reversed, then turned away. Retreat. Silence followed. That evening, Valkendorf fell. The crossroads opened. The advance continued. Spring came late that year. By then, Storm and Wolf were gone, scrapped, replaced, forgotten on paper. Alexei Kravchenko survived the war. He returned home with a limp and a box of medals he rarely opened. Nikolai Shevchenko did not. Years later, Alexei stood at a memorial, names carved into stone. He found Nikolai's. He touched the cold surface and remembered the sound of engines in the dark. The way two tanks moved like one. People often talked about battles, about machines, about victory. They rarely spoke about trust. But Alexei knew the truth. In a war built on steel and fire, what saved them wasn't armor. It was two crews, two tanks, who refused to abandon each other, and drove straight through hell, together.